We are at war, but it's not the type of war you think. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything, to stand. Well, the day of evil has come. Charlie Kirk has been assassinated in cold blood in front of his family. If that's not evil, I do not know what is. And as much as we would love to say that we are at war with the left, with the people who are celebrating, who are cheering, who are calling Charlie all kinds of names, Nazi, fascist, white supremacist, racist, bigot, on and on. We are not at war with those people. Our war is not against flesh and blood. It's against the spiritual forces of evil. It's against the ideology, against the lies and the hate. And it's that hate and that ideology I want to talk about today. The ideology that we're fighting is the ideology that not all human life has value. That's very clearly displayed in a lot of the reactions that a big section of this country, too many people in this country, are showing. You see, our fight is against Christian values, against secular humanist values. Our fight is against the idea that all human life is sacred, that we are all created in the image of God. The left doesn't want you to think that. They want you to think that we're just animals. We're just here by random chance. We evolved divergent evolution from gorillas. But we know better. We know that we are not animals. We are God's creatures, created in His own image. We are set apart and we are sacred. I had an argument or a debate with someone that I went to school with at Northwest University, a private Christian university, Assemblies of God. This person was not upset that Charlie was killed in cold blood, murdered in front of his family. And I could not believe that someone who I thought I would share values with, having both attended a Christian university, would share that idea. But the idea is, and the idea that this person shared was that nothing is sacred. Nothing in America is sacred. And I disagree wholeheartedly. People are sacred. Human life is sacred. That's the idea that we're fighting. That's the evil that we're battling, is the idea that human life is not sacred. Because the left will tell you that not all life is sacred. It's all about the quality of life or how we feel about that life. Do we agree with that person? Do they espouse hate and violence? If so, if it's something we disagree with, that life has no value. We literally will celebrate that person dying, being murdered in front of his family. We'll celebrate it. Is that human life unborn in the mother's womb? How would that affect the quality of life of the mother? And how would the quality of life of the child be? Well, again, quality of life. That's the argument that they're making. Quality of life. Subjective. Who gets to set the barrier or the limit to quality of life? As long as your quality of life, meets at least this minimum criteria, whatever that minimum criteria is, you're okay. Human life will value. That's what they're telling you. And I'm here to say, and God has said, that no, all life is quality. All life, human life, is quality, because it's all created in His own image. We are not some monkeys here randomly. That's why people on the left will say, "Oh yeah, sure." It's they won't say anything when we kill animals, eat meat, or when animals kill each other, right? But somehow they know deep down that it's not right to kill people. But they can't hold both of those at the same time. That human life is valuable, but at the same time, we're just animals. Because we know animals can kill animals, we can kill animals, so that's okay. So they've warped their worldview to say, well, since we can't hold these two things the same, because if we admit that human life, that we're not animals, we have to admit that, there's a creator and that we're set apart and that we're created in his image. But we know that humans have value, but they're also animals. So we're going to mix somewhere in the middle that it's okay to, some human life is valuable, some is not. And that's the idea that we're fighting against. And I don't blame the people who hold these views. They've just been lied to. They've been lied to. The devil has sold them a lie. And it's not them we're fighting. It's the ideology. It's the idea. And the idea is not correct. All human life is sacred, Charlie's included. Every human life has value. The left will say, well, what about, an old person who their quality of life is very poor because they're in pain, they're suffering. We should be able to euthanize them. That's the merciful thing. First of all, not everything is permanent. People have woken up from comas when people thought doctors said, oh, they're vegetables. They'll never wake up again. Doctors don't know. They're guessing. They give educated guesses, and they can be wrong. But second, even if they're not in a vegetative state, even if they're just in a state where they're in pain or they're suffering, that doesn't mean that they do not have value and that they don't have life left to contribute. Look at Gandhi. He was suffering. He suffered for his cause. Suffering does not mean that we don't have value. Everybody suffers. Everybody suffers and everybody has value and everybody still has time as long as they're walking this earth to contribute and to make the world a better place. The left will say that not all life has value. That we cheer when some people die because we just disagree with what they say. And I'm here to say that idea is evil. It's wrong. All human life has value because we are created in the image of God. We are set apart from animals. That's why it's not okay to kill people, because we're sacred. And it's okay that we eat animals and that animals eat other animals, is they are not created in the image of God. We do not have the same value on animal life as we do human life. That's why cannibalism, not okay. And even the left would agree, cannibalism, not okay. But why, if we're just animals in the end? Why? Why is that not okay? We can eat animals, right? I can eat a cow, a pig, a chicken. If we're just other monkeys, why is that wrong? There is no logical consistency with their worldview. And that is the war that we're waging. It's not against flesh and blood, against the evil, the forces of evil. And the evil force is the devil's lie that not all life is valuable, that not all human life is valuable. And we must put a stop to this, and we must call it out. And the fact that people are cheering Charlie Kirk's murder is a sin, it's an abomination, and we need to put a stop to it, and we need to set the record straight, and we need to engage these people that have been lied to, and we need to share the truth and win them to Christ. May God bless you. May God bless Charlie and his family. May God bless this country, the United States of America. And may we find comfort in that in Jesus we already have victory.